Yeah. You're now rocking with the most poppin' Knicks YouTube channel on the net. I am the objective fan straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. And you know the vibes, man. So you're welcome to all the people early in the building, man. I know we just coming off that Mikal Bridges press conference. Definitely, I just listened to it, and he said a lot of the right things, but we're going to get into Mikal Bridges a little later. And all I'm going to say is with Mikal, I told you so, because a lot of you guys had some preconceived notions, a lot of misinformation in this Knicks community online, but we'll get to that. So you're now rocking with the podcast. This is episode 6. This week inside the New York Knicks. I'm sorry I didn't bring the podcast to you yesterday, but I told you guys I was going to bring it today, and that's why we're here. And we're just going to rock. Normally, the pod comes on Mondays at 2 p.m. So definitely next Monday, we'll be rocking at the correct time. Some of the topics we'll be talking about, of course, the flagship topic is Brunson and his finally acknowledging the fact that he was snubbed for the World Cup team. We're going to talk a little bit about Summer League, trade rumors, of course, the Mikal Bridges press conference. We'll get to that as well. We'll talk about the backup center issues. Evan Fournier got into an interesting situation overseas, and then we'll get into word on the street and more. So without further ado, I think I'll just start off early and go into research mode. All right, so this podcast is dedicated to documenting the Knicks 365, 7 days a week. Give me 50 minutes, I give you the Knicks. We've been going over that time because I decided to do the pod live. But we definitely will fly through a lot of different topics. And like I said, the key topic of today will be Mikal Bridges and, of course, Jalen Brunson talking about that snub. But right now we have some situations where we need a backup center. We need a backup center bad, right? And once again, I was watching the press conference, setting up the show, so I don't know if there's been any news. I haven't gotten anything new in terms of this backup center search. So if you guys in the chat, if you guys see something, we could always talk about that as well. Right now, I actually did a poll yesterday talking about the available centers that's left. So let's see. Yeah, the last thing I see here was Paul George talking about his circumstance with the Clippers. And then, of course, Haywood Highsmith, he's the last guy that got signed by the Miami Heat. And, of course, Daniel Tice, one of the guys who we were going to mention in this article that will be available as an option. He actually just got signed by the New Orleans Pelicans. So, but there's still some guys available. And I think that we have the opportunity to rectify the center spot by bringing in one of these guys or two of these guys, because we do have the $5 million exception money. And which, as you can see right here, we're on with the $1.7 million mid-level exception. And a lot of people are wondering why this guy here, salute to Leon Rose, by the way, the genius, but this guy here, Precious Achiuwa, why isn't he signed? A lot of people are wondering what's the delay with him. Well, a couple of things with Precious Achiuwa. The first thing is they got rid of his mid-level, his qualifying offer, which would have gave him approximately $6 million as a qualifying offer because he is a restricted free agent. They waived that, so now they got rid of that qualifying right. So now he's no longer a restricted free agent. He's now an unrestricted free agent. So Precious, because he didn't get that offer, he now has the ability to go to wherever he wants to, and the Knicks won't be able to intervene to stop it. So a lot of it is gauging what the market is for Precious Achiuwa. And I'm assuming, I'm not 100% sure, that there hasn't really been a lot that he was interested in, or he would be one of the guys that you've seen sign. A lot of that money has dried up. I think Detroit is one of the few teams left that actually has cap space to bring in a significant size contract of $20 million and up. But I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to stay put and try to make smaller moves and probably get in at that cap minimum that's allotted to spend. So that's why Precious hasn't gone anywhere. It's just politics. And like I said, I don't think the market is there. Now that the market isn't there for Precious, I do think that he is a favorite to return to the New York Knicks. And unfortunately, because we didn't utilize the qualifying offer, he will have to be used this $5.17 million taxpayer mid-level exception, we will be forced to use that number on him. When if we would have did it the other way, we could have used that qualifying offer to bring him in at the $6.1 million and still had this 5.17 left to play with. So that's the hold up with Precious Achiuwa. Another option is Walker Kessler. Like I said, I just did a quick little update on the trades to see if there's any moves. There hasn't been any moves. I know we're coming up the Mikal Bridges press conference. We can talk about that if you guys want to. I do have a segment where I do want to talk about Mikal Bridges because he did address something in the press conference that I found was the important, but I'm going to get to that. But right now we're talking about the backup center situation. This kid right here, Walker Kessler, is another guy. I'm not sure if you guys watched Summer League. I watched a little bit of it last night. It was Memphis versus Utah, and basically Zach Edey versus Kessler. Great battle. Zach Edey, honestly, I think, is going to be a solid player in the NBA. I know it was just one game of Summer League. I was worried about his mobility, but I do think a lot of the facts and factors that happened in college basketball will transfer over into the pros because he definitely has great stamina, right? He doesn't get tired. He also shows some durability. You know, he fell twice, or he fell once. He hurt his ankle. Yeah, no, he fell twice. The other time he got hit, but he got right back up. And it's good to see him have that durability. Like I said, it's only been one game, but I'm also looking at his college experience. And I think Zach Edey can be a solid pro. But he and Walker Kessler had a battle last night. Kessler is solid. He is the epitome of a solid center. He's a solid rebounder, can block shots. Like it says here, he averaged 2.4 blocks a game last season, right? And that was the most blocks behind, of course, Wemby, who honestly should have been Defensive Player of the Year. Salute to John Bryce in the building early. Yeah, we talking about various topics. We will get to the Mikal Bridges. As you can see, I got the chat box on the screen. I don't know why it's transparent, but it does look bigger. So now you guys can actually see the comments when someone comments in the chat. But salute, John. I'm just going in. Got a bunch of topics. Just following up from yesterday, we didn't get to do the pod. So now we want to make sure we just cover all these little things. Right now, we still are in an active backup center search. I think Kessler honestly would be my number one choice if we can get him. A report came out yesterday that Danny Ainge is seeking a first-round pick for Kessler. The Knicks do have two first-round picks now. They are protected, right? And it's not their own. They can use those picks, one of those picks at least, to go trade for him and maybe throw in a second round or two because the Knicks have a lot of second-round picks. So they can do that and get this kid Walker Kessler. I think he's worthy of a first-round pick. You're not going to draft any big better than him unless you have like a lottery hit. I think that Walker Kessler is the guy that we should be aggressive for, make the trade. Maybe you throw Sims in a deal because he's on a rookie scale contract, I believe. His contract is $2.97 million. So you could easily match that. That's not a hard salary to match. And then stay, within that window so we won't be hard capped at that first apron. Another guy is Robert Williams. I'm not really too favorable on Robert Williams. Like I said, I don't think he was signed. I got all of that pulled up. He's not signed, but he's with the Portland Trail Blazers. I think, honestly, I wouldn't trade for Robert Williams. I think he's too injury prone. I think that to have him and Mitch is going to be counterproductive because more than likely they'll both be hurt at the same time. You need somebody who's going to be durable, who's going to be there. That's why Precious Achiuwa probably will be the favorite because he was durable last year. But I'm telling you right now, I would go after this kid, Walker Kessler. I think that he's the number one guy. And there's a couple of more guys, too. I'm going to go straight to the poll that we did. We did this poll on Monday. So this is word on the street. So a couple of other guys here. Nick Richards is a guy who I like. Matter of fact, let's see. We got 534 votes. Let's do a little bit of word on the street early just to see what the community wants. So I'm going with Walker Kessler. So 12% of Knicks fans also say that they want Nick Richards, and oh wow, Precious Achiuwa dropped down to 36%. Precious was actually leading this poll, but then Walker Kessler came on. He was always a live dog in this poll. But Nick Richards is a guy I think that we definitely could get. I don't think the Hornets do the greatest job. I think that they sort of drop the ball a lot with their moves. They do got some nice young talent, but I think that if the price tag is the same, we can give up a first pick to get this kid. I think that he's really talented. I think he would fit in nicely with the Knicks. And if you want, since we're in research mode, I can pull up his stats so we can learn more about him. I really do believe that he is the guy that we need. Yeah, and honestly, you can't go wrong with those three guys. Someone put in the community section the other day. Salute to everybody in the community section. They put there that they would like to get this kid because they think he's the real deal. Like, they were really advocating for him. And we're going to look at his basketball reference, right? And like I said, he's with the Hornets. And, I think they got a new management regime in there, too. So they're probably going to be a fire sale on a lot of guys that comes from the previous regime. That's typically what happens when you have a new president or manager running the show. So he plays 67 games last year, started 51 games. He averaged way more points than Mitch averaged, 9.7 points and 8 rebounds. His offensive rebounding could be better, but it's not bad. So I think Nick Richards is a guy who I would strongly consider as someone, to bring in at that backup center spot, right? So we're going to move forward. Let's see what I got here. I got another article. See, this is The Athletic. Here's another backup center thing that we can consider, right? This is by The Athletic. This is a nice, interesting article here talking about teams and, these three teams and their trade partners, especially because the Pistons, like we said, they have cap space. So they have a mock trade here. And I seen this somewhere else. I guess they got it from The Athletic. But here's the trade scenario. How you feel about this? Pistons get Mitchell Robinson and Deuce McBride. Already, I don't want to trade Deuce McBride. So that, to me, is already a negative, right? So, and a first-round pick, right? Basically giving them back their own pick, right? And then, of course, we got multiple second rounds. They're willing to give us Jalen Duran and Jaden Ivey. I honestly don't want to trade Deuce McBride. Jaden Ivey is a solid point. He's a solid guard. You could pull him up if you want. But how you guys feel about that trade? Because I don't know how. I really don't want to trade Deuce McBride. I just feel like trading Deuce McBride is going to come back to haunt us. Not to say that he's untouchable. I just don't think that Jaden Ivey makes us a better team. He's a talented rookie. He averaged 15 a game. He is a good scorer. But he was starting a lot of these games. How is he going to do this off the bench? I'm pretty sure if Deuce McBride started and got 28 minutes a game, 31 minutes a game, he would average what Jaden Ivey averages, right? But I guess I'm not saying Jaden Ivey's a bad player. He could be a really good player. It's just that how he's going to look in that six-man spot. And he's not a good defender. I don't know. You already got Dante DiVincenzo that can do a lot of shooting. What do you guys feel about that deal? This is a deal that was proposed. And honestly, it could happen. Now, I do like Jalen Duran. We could look him up too. I think Jalen Duran is a solid big guy. I just really don't want to trade Deuce McBride, man. I just feel like that's going to come back to haunt us. Because I'm not saying that Jaden Ivey wasn't the better player coming into the league and things like that. Nor am I saying that Jaden Ivey's not better than Deuce McBride. I'm just saying that he's a starter who's like the second option on the team. Deuce McBride coming from the second round, Jalen Brunson effect. So this is Jaden Ivey's number now. Jaden Ivey has some really good numbers, 13 and 11. But I don't want to trade Mitch I'd rather have these two guys together. You know what I'm saying? Would you guys trade? I mean, his numbers is way better than Mitch. But he's young. He only has 2 years in the league. Do you think that he's going to be able to perform in New York City? That's another factor. right? Deuce McBride, I think, could have a solid year. I mean, Deuce McBride's not going to give you the 16 points, but I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys think in the chat about that. Just another trade that they're saying that's on the table. And also, this trade doesn't help the backup center spot. You're still going to have to get a backup center. But we're going to move forward. All right. Oh, yeah, I had Jaden Ivey here. Okay, cool. So let's move forward. These are the draft picks I was talking about. These are the 2 picks the Knicks have. They got the Detroit Pistons top 13, which that's why in the deal they were saying they could give them back their pick, which they probably going to keep anyway because it's top 13 protected. And we already know the Detroit Pistons are not good. And then we also got the OKC Thunder top 11 protected. Yeah, the Thunder's going to be probably top seed in the West, so we probably get that Thunder pick. So that Thunder pick is a live dog in the trade, right? So we could literally trade that Thunder pick to the Utah for Walker Kessler. I think that's the best move, if you ask me. I don't like the Jaden Ivey thing. I feel like you have to really gut what was the important part of your team, which is Mitchell Robinson. I said you could lose Mitch or Hartenstein, but to lose both of them, to me, and not get somebody all-NBA level is crazy. Now, Jalen Durant could become an all-NBA talent, but we just don't know. Right now, we're trying to win a championship, so we need guys that are championship ready. So I'm going to move forward. So OG Anunoby, he's thrilled to be a Knick. He just signed his new contract. First, salute to OG Anunoby. I'm going to talk about Brunson. That's the flagship topic. We're also going to talk about the Mikal Bridges press conference. I like what Mikal Bridges said in the press conference. I think that he's a great chemistry guy. I'm going to talk more about that later. But right now, Leon Rose did give a statement. And Leon Rose was at the press conference, by the way, to those that watched it. A lot of people say that he doesn't really interact with the media and he's not really open, but he was there today. I'm not sure if he spoke. I only saw Mikal speak, but I know that he and his were there. It says here, since this is what Leon Rose said about OG. Since his arrival in New York, OG has personified the type of player and teammate this organization and city embody, right? And he said OG's offensive and defensive presence is undeniable, and he was a huge part of our success last season. We are thrilled to bring OG back to New York and continue the process. So salute to Coach Kids and OG and those guys getting the job done. So Leon Rose did release a statement, though it wasn't no interview. He did release a statement. Let's see. Okay, so this is Evan Fournier. He got into a brawl with Dennis Schroder. Let me see if I could play a little bit of it. Right, so as you can see, Schroder gets up. And look, Fournier was not playing, y'all. Yo, Fournier is with the business, man. Salute to Fournier, man, handling his business. He wasn't going for it. So basically, as you can see, Schroder, I think Schroder wasn't really trying to go at him like that. But Evan Fournier, when you're putting your hands toward another man's neck, that's a dangerous situation. So Fournier responded in kind. All right, let me see. I'll play a little bit more of it. And so this is them trying to reconcile it. But look at Fournier, though. They talking, right? They talking. Look at Fournier. I don't think Fournier's happy. Look at this. See how he moved his hand? Like, don't put your hand near my neck. Like, don't put your hand near my neck, man. Salute to Fournier getting all thorough, man. I don't know if Fournier is going to get what he wants in the NBA. Whatever team he's going to, unless he goes to, like, the Lakers or something like that. I think that a lot of these guys that you see still available in free agency that made, a significant bag, it's probably because they don't want to be paid at the minimum level. And I think right now that's, unfortunately for Evan Fournier, that's where he is in his career. Hopefully, he has a good, Olympic showing. Maybe that will help him in his endeavors to get a bag. He was offered a contract. We talked about it on the pod before to some overseas team, but he turned it down because he feels like he's an NBA player. Let's see. Okay, I got some more news. We're gonna be moving. Feel free to interject if you have anything you'd like to add to the discussion. Let me just make sure I think he's on. It is. Okay, so we're good money. Okay, cool. So we're gonna move forward. All right. So we got What's next? Johnnie Bryant. Johnnie Bryant. Salute to Johnnie Bryant. Now, we talked about Mo Cheeks when they brought Mo Cheeks in. And I remember in one of the articles, they said that Mo Cheeks was not here to replace Johnnie Bryant. I always knew in my mind that didn't look right. And right now, it looked like he will be his replacement but this is what I don't like. Johnnie Bryant leaving, right? And then going to be an assistant. It's one thing if he went to be a head coach somewhere. He went to go become an assistant. And I come on. If you're going to leave the Knicks, at least upgrade. But I understand the connection. He worked closely with Donovan Mitchell, right? So this is what Mitchell said about Johnnie Bryant. I love Bryant to death. That's what he told The Athletic. He's a guy who wants me to be the best. I met him in Summer League. I already heard a lot about him. In 3 years with the Jazz, he pushed my limits. He doesn't tell me what I want to hear. He tells me what I need to hear. Just can't say enough good things about him. Bryant is a guy young guy, interviewed for a lot of head coaching jobs, didn't get no offers. And I really like what he brought to the table because they said he was good with the young guys. Now we got an older coaching staff. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but, so look, this is Tom Thibodeau's assistants, right? You got Darren Erman, Rick Brunson, Daniel Brady, Andy Greer, Mo Cheeks, older guys, But salute to Johnnie Bryant. He will be missed. I just feel like if you're going to leave, get a head coaching job. That's just my thing. Let's see what else. So, yeah. All right, let's move forward. Feel free to chime in where you want to. We're going to talk about Mikal Bridges in a second. Of course, the rookie, we're looking forward to Summer League as well because Summer League is going to be action-packed. We get to see some of the young guys, but he signed a reduced rookie contract. This is Brock Aller and the boys doing their thing, right? He signed 80% of the rookie scale, right? And so it's a move that's going to save the Knicks a significant amount, which is basically a $900K, and that things adds up, even though we're not hard capped anymore because we did match the salary in the Mikal Bridges trade. But right now it's all about dollars and cents because if we can avoid the first apron, I think that we will do our best to avoid it. All right. So I'm not sure if you guys want to talk about Hartenstein. I don't think I want to talk about Hartenstein, but he did release a statement. Hartenstein, I guess I'll just read this and we'll move on. He says, thank you for the amazing 2 years in New York. Going to miss the city and the great people that are in it, right? And then, that was basically his statement. He said it was hard. He loved his teammates in New York, and he really appreciates Tibbs and all those things. So I salute to Hartenstein. I can't get mad at a guy for choosing the bag. There's no loyalty in basketball. We talked about that last week, but he did release a statement. I did want to update that. I'm going to move on from Hartenstein. We're going to talk a little bit about Mikal Bridges. So how many of you guys watched the press conference? Like I said, I caught all it. I listened to his entire speech. Nothing really notable about the speech outside of I told you so. I told you that Mikal, he did not ask out. He said it on social media when the rumors, and this is why you can't really believe all the rumors, guys. They said that the man asked out of the Brooklyn Nets. He did not ask out of the Brooklyn Nets. I never believed the rumor when I heard it. I thought it was interesting, but those Nova boys, when you look at their character and how they conduct themselves, it's like they have a mentality and an identity. There's no selfish, there's no I in team kind of with them. So, salute to Mikal Bridges for that. And honestly, I do think because his boys is here, and we're going to talk about Brunson in a second. Brunson is rumored now to want to accept the offer that can be extended this season, which is significantly less than what they can offer him next year, whether he makes All-NBA or not. Approximately leaving $100 million on the table. He could sign for 4 years, $159 right now, or he can wait till next year and get the 5-year 270, and then if he's an All NBA, it goes up to 315. Basically, the Jason Tatum contract. And we'll see on Friday. I'm probably gonna talk more about that on Level Headed Knicks Talk on Thursday. We will be doing a Level Headed Knicks Talk on Thursday, but Bridges is not that type of guy where he's going to cause that type of ruckus. It just, to me, it really went against his character. He clarified it on social media. And then also, Sean Marks also said that Mikal Bridges, let me see if I got the exact quote from Sean Marks. He also denied it, right? He said that Mikal didn't ask for a trade out, and basically he was shocked when he found out. Let me see if I got a quote here so I can read it. This is also talking about Josh Hart, and of course, salute to the Roommates podcast, because Josh Hart and Mikal, they were talking about how they were surprised that the trade went down. Everybody was surprised that the trade went down. I remember 2 pods ago when we talked about Paul George, there wasn't really any talk about Mikal Bridges. So we never even considered it being an option. It was a big surprise. And in classic Knick fashion, this is what they typically tend to do anyway. Let me see. Okay, and then we updated the salaries in the deal. We added Shake Milton to the deal, right? And then the Nets added this guy, Kid Up Bates Jope, which I'm hearing people got some good things to say. And we also added Shake Milton, which is, honestly, I wanted to keep Shake Milton because I feel like you need he's a talented guard that has experience, and he's still on the younger side. I thought that he was a great chemistry guy to fit in with the Knicks. But in order to balance contracts out, you got to do it so that way you're not hard capped. Even though I don't think we're going to go over the first apron because we only have a $5 million exception, and then we could only sign guys to minimum contracts. I don't think that that's going to take a lot. But bringing it back to Mikal Bridges, he did clarify that, he never asked for the trade out, and I never really believed that he did. He also indicated that he wanted to be a New York Knick in the draft back in, 2018, 2017, when I think they took, is that Obi that year? But, oh, no, not Obi. They took, I can't remember who they took that year. Not Obi. I'm bugging. Obi was later. They took, was it Frank? They took somebody in the draft. I can't remember. Either way, he did indicate that he wanted to come to the draft, to the Knicks in the draft. He loves New York. It's funny. It's funny how this thing works out. But he said, it's, in my opinion, nothing really to write home about with the press conference, except that I think that if Brunson, right, if Brunson accepts that low offer, and I'm calling it a low offer because to me, I think Brunson deserves to get paid in the $200 million range. If he accepts that 4-year, pretty much 160, 159, I think Bridges will also sign a favorable extension. I think that he's going to follow his man's footsteps and, and Brunson being the leader of the team. Now, will Randall do that? I don't know. Randall, to me, is honestly, I like I said, if I'm Brunson, and I never expected Brunson to sign, we'll see Friday, but Randall, I don't know if he's going to leave that much money on the table because he's eligible to get about, 189, basically the Pascal Siakam range contract. So if I'm the Knicks, I would sign Randall to that now. But I'm not saying that there's jealousy and envy because I don't think these guys on this team is built that way. And I also don't think that they're pocket watching except just to gauge where they are in the market, right? So I don't think that this is a pocket watching team. But it'll be hard to see OG Anunoby get the 212 and not want to get the 212. Salute the Maxine in the building. Salute the AP. AP, if you want to watch the press conference, go to SNY. It was on MSG Plus. I didn't get a chance to watch it on MSG Plus. I watched SNY. They re-uploaded it. But it was on MSG Plus. They didn't really do a good job promoting the press conference. I honestly forgot that the press conference was today. I did know that there was a press conference that was going to happen because Mikal, anytime you get a new player to the team, you typically have a press conference, right? And a lot of other teams are doing their press conferences. But yeah, if you want to watch it, go to SNY. Salute the Knicks will be good in 2025, 2026. As you can see, I got the chat box a little bigger on the screen. I got to figure out why it's transparent, but you could at least see the commentary a little bit. But salute to everybody that just joined. This is This Week Inside the New York Knicks. Sorry I couldn't bring it to you yesterday, but I didn't want to miss a week, so I said let me do it today, even though it was right after the press conference. And I knew we was going to talk about Mikal Bridges, so it kind of just fit, it kind of just worked out that way. He wasn't the flagship topic, but I did want to say that, and I'm glad he confirmed it, because a lot of Knicks fans still believe that he asked out of Brooklyn. He did not ask out of Brooklyn. He said a lot of the right things. He wanted to come to the Knicks. Once again, surprised that it happened. He's a good team guy. I also like when he independently said this himself. He said, you got two All-NBA guys, and basically he could come in and just fit in. And now this is why these signings to me are so important. OG Anunoby just wanted to get paid. He's not an ego guy, right? He was never the man in Toronto, nor do I think OG ever wanted to be the man in Toronto, because, and we just talked about OG a little bit earlier on, based on Leon Rose's release and, making the contract official. But OG Anunoby also had a lot of other offers to consider. He chose New York because he liked what New York is building. So all of these guys are just great. Even Mitchell Robinson is a low ego guy. Like on the Roommates podcast, he handled the trade rumors very well. Like, hey, I don't even pay attention to him. It is what it is. And I feel like they knew, I feel like they know something. I feel like they in on what's going on. But I do think the Knicks were also blindsided by Isaiah Hartenstein. I think they really did believe they was going to bring him back. But I also believe that Mitchell Robinson knew he wasn't getting traded. I really do believe that. Let's see. Just found that you saw the iHeart press conference with the Thunder. Bad Drops looks bootleg. Well, yo. Salute to that comment. He said the Bad Drop look bootleg. Well, they're a small market team. Man, salute to Keith Watkins coming through from the ATL. Right. Definitely. Oh yeah, salute to Maxine, the moms in the building, coaches in the building. Join that Discord server. We're still working our way up to that Knicks hat giveaway. Definitely hit the server. You can find out more about the Knicks hat giveaway. Right. We also have great conversations in there. I'm in there actively, so if you want to have chats with me, I'm always putting stuff in the Discord. Salute to Coach and all the guys that participate in the Discord. Wacko in Brooklyn. Salute to everybody in the building. Sam the man. Everybody that rocks out in Discord. Definitely click the link Maxine's posting. You can click the link that I pinned. All the links. Join the Discord. Let's talk about it. And subscribe. I'm letting you guys live again today, but the next show I'm gonna put subscriber only mode on. So, be sure to subscribe to the channel too, because next time you're going to have to be a subscriber to get in the chat. But I'm going to leave it open today, especially since I, came a day late. But, hey, a day late is better than never. But salute to you, Coach, man. What do you think, man? What did you think about the press conference, Coach? I know you watched it. Let me know what you think about the press conference. OG did a favor. Shout out to Shake Milton. Yeah, man, salute to Shake Milton. Yeah, that's a good point, AP, yeah. Milton had to agree with the trade because he's a free agent, not restricted, didn't have to do it. But, salute to Shake Milton, man. And I think he got a partially guaranteed contract, if I'm not mistaken, out of it. So, because, a lot of times that's what these guys who are on the bench, that's what they want. They want some guaranteed money because you never know, when your time is up. I don't got it here. But I think he got a partially guaranteed contract out of that. So he's getting some guaranteed money, right? And, when you're playing in that 12, 13, 14 spot, there's no guarantees you're going to get the bag. No guarantees you're going to get the bag. I thought I had his salary here. But anyway, that's fine. Let's see where we at. But yeah, man, I'm trying to think anything else about the Mikal Bridges press conference. He just says the right things. He did make a funny remark about not having to move, too far. He's still in the city, so he's still going to basically see the Nets, 4 times. And the Nets, I thought that, honestly, I thought that they were going to hate, but it does seem like the Knicks and the Nets can do business. Remember, Dolan sold them the Liberty, right? That was a deal, right? So they just never did a deal together. Doesn't mean that there was not going to be a possibility for them to do a deal. And that's, they finally realized that they're in the rebuilding situation. We had 5 first-round picks, and that's what they wanted. They wanted 6, but hey, they got 5 first rounds and basically a second-round swap, right? So yeah, it was pretty good. Let's see. Did you catch Brunson on the WWE last Friday? Is that when he flexed his hand? Yeah, we talked about that on the last pod. I was gonna update on that. Being that you brought that up, I could update that now. So Brunson said it on the Roommates podcast that he never hurt his hand, right? Like the hand wasn't actually hurt. A lot of people were nervous and concerned about it. He actually confirmed what I said last week on the pod too. I said that he was just playing that hand flip, but I didn't know it was a freestyle. He said he freestyled that, like that wasn't in the script. I thought that was brilliant. You get in the ring and you flex your hand like like it's in pain or whatever. But yeah, he's good. Yeah, we talked about that though when he was unless he made another appearance. But yeah, that we talked about that. If you're talking about that one appearance where he flexed his hand, yeah, we definitely saw that. Okay, yeah, coach, right? He signed a 3-year, right? And is it all guaranteed or partially guaranteed? I can't remember if Coach, thanks for sharing that, Coach. And salute to man, we got the livest chat in the building, man. You guys know what's going on, man. Thanks for alerting with that. I just can't remember if it was guaranteed or not. If it was like partially guaranteed or fully guaranteed. But that's what he really needs. You need a guaranteed contract when you're not in the rotation, one of those bench warmer roles. You definitely need to make sure your bag is solidified. Yeah, Bridges in that Knicks uniform looks perfect. I mean, man, salute to you, AP. I agree. I think that I was always receptive to the trade. I just never thought that it could happen. Like, how do you foresee, first of all, an organization that is your rival who hasn't done business with you in 40 years? How do you foresee them trading their best player, right? And everybody was shocked. So we always knew that Bridges was the missing link, right? We always knew that Nova, complete the Nova connection, right? And I said, hey, and a lot of you guys wasn't feeling it, and we might talk about it in Word on the Street, but I said that Kyle Lowry, he's a Nova boy too. Bring him in, just as a veteran, not to start, not to, be any, not to take minutes from nobody, but just to have him there on the bench too. Make it if you're gonna go Nova out, let's go all the way Nova out. But to keep it on Bridges, forget Lowry, because a lot of you guys ain't feeling him anyway. But I do think that Bridges is a great fit. He's a great chemistry guy. These guys are his friend. Like, do you understand? Like, there is no egos. That to me is like Boston's number one strength. Boston does not have ego issues. No ego issues. We thought about Julius Randle. We quelled that 2 weeks ago. If anybody felt like Julius Randle, even that video that I dropped, by the way, salute y'all, that got 1,000 views. Salute to everybody that watched the Randle video, by the way. When I put Randle, and I did that on purpose, Randle was selfish. Because I know there's a lot of guys that don't like Julius Randle. And I'm like, I don't understand why you don't support your 3-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA. I don't understand why you don't give him the support that he deserves. I don't, But even he is willing to work with the team. Even he said that he was rooting for the guys, happy for the guys. Genuinely, what hurt him was the fact that he couldn't be out there. Not that these guys are having success without him. The team, to me, has no chemistry. Oh, will Randle take less shots? Will he take a reduced role? Will he be the second option? People forget that he was the second option, especially earlier in the season. Remember when Randle was struggling to score? He was averaging like 22 points, barely 8 rebounds, right? So Randle took a back seat, especially when his shot wasn't falling. When Randle started hooping, that's when he started playing more in the flow of the game, taking less threes, playing more in the paint. So Bridges, Randle, OG, Brunson, Mitch, it's a perfect fit to me. It's a perfect fit to me because those 4 guys, right, if you want to call it the big 4, okay, those four guys can all shoot the ball, so they don't have to clog up the paint, but they all can slash and hit the paint too. So the spacing to me is going to be perfect, perfect, perfect. Even though a lot of people felt like Hartenstein did a lot, especially operating from at the nail, trying to facilitate some of the offense. I mean, Hartenstein's not a point guard. He's not joking. Don't get it twisted. But he did find himself at the nail quite frequently, facilitating the offense. Julius Randle can do those same things. Remember, Julius Randle was averaging 24, 10, and 5. So Randle has that ability too. Let's see what you guys talking about. The chat is kind of... Let me see what's going on. So, only the first year. CAA looks out for family. Facts, though, Coach. CAA does look out for family. That is the Mafia. Rokas will play in Summer League. Yeah, we're going to get to Summer League in a second. Knicks will be champs. I do want to hear what you guys got to say about Summer League. This is why I see a deal with Utah happening. If we could work with Toronto and Brooklyn, and we could deal with... Yo, Coach, I was just thinking about... I did not say that earlier. That's a great point. Salute the coach. By the way, if you want to chat with Coach, you got to get in that Discord server, man. Hit the link. He's in there. Sam's in there. Wacko and Brooklyn's in there. We have great conversations. But, yeah, Coach, you on the money. If we can do a deal with our arch rival, right? Because Brooklyn is an arch rival. We may not have playoff series with them recently, like where it was intense and nothing like that, but we share the same city. Remember, they came with KD, Kyrie, and all of that, and they was trying to take the city from us. They failed miserably. But us working with them, I think it's possible for us to work with Ainge. And honestly, that OKC pick, that I think is top 10 protected OKC pick, you can trade that pick for Walker Kessler. I'm with it. I'm with you. I'm with you, Coach. I'm with you. Brunson versus Howley, Triple H. Yeah, AP. Yeah, we talked about that. Yep. And he faked the hand injury. You remember that? He was like, he flexed the hand. Yeah, we talked about that. New York has given Jalen Brunson fame he could not get any other place. Yes. And I'm going to get to Jalen Brunson in a second. But, yeah, he definitely wants to be a Knick. He loves New York. When you get to it, how do you feel about Johnnie Bryant? We did talk about Johnnie Bryant, AP, but since you are a loyal member and a mod, I could talk more about it. And you know what? I'll put his image back up. So Johnnie Bryant, I honestly was kind of disappointed in Johnnie Bryant because I feel like, and here's his image right here. I was disappointed in Johnnie because he interviewed for a lot of head coaching positions, right? And if he would have got a job, even in college, if he would have went to college and got a head coaching job, I wouldn't even, it's cool. In life, you're supposed to upgrade. And like we said, there's no loyalty in basketball. So I don't really care about it from the loyalty aspect. You don't have to be with anybody when it comes to business. You do good business. Then typically, if you do good business, you stick with good business. My thing with Johnnie Bryant is he's going to the ops, right? He's going to the ops, right? The Cleveland Cavaliers to be with Donovan Mitchell, who I know is his boy. And maybe Johnny was banking on Mitchell coming to the Knicks. And because the Knicks went in a different direction, he was like, all right, well, I'm with to go interview all these jobs, Lakers, either Cavs job I think he went for too. All these jobs, a whole bunch of teams he went to. He probably went to all the teams, right? But I do remember Cavs and Lakers, right? Okay, cool. Now you go and you accept a assistant coach position at a team, that's the ops, no loyalty, okay, cool, but it's another team that hasn't even had the success the Knicks had, right? That literally just fired their coach. So anytime you fire your coach, you have turmoil, right? There's rumors and hints of turmoil between Garland and Mitchell and who's going to be traded and how do you bring that together, and Jared Allen was going to go, but now they all got these connections and because he was his coach with the Nets and there's a lot of that going on. And so I just don't think that it was a smart move leaving New York to go to Cleveland, to be an assistant. So that's my take on that, AP. That's my take on that. So let's see what's going on. Um, I like the way they do business. Everyone eats. Of course, yo, coach, man. First off, New York City stand up, yo. This front office, to me, this year has to win GM of the year. Leon Rose has to get it. The moves that they make, incredible. A lot of people had us losing the Nets trade. How did we lose the Nets trade? We got their best player who fits our system lovely, right? We gave away 5 first-round picks, who half of those picks we probably would have moved anyway. If those picks were going to have value, it'll be probably in 2031. Who knows what the hell is going to happen in 2031? And when you look at the Nets, if you have a player like a Mikal Bridges caliber player, you can always get picks. So picks are not really that important, especially to a team that's contending in a big market, right? We value second-round picks more. That's why we have all our second-round picks still here. Mitchell Robinson, even though he wasn't a part of the Leon Rose regime, right? You have Jericho Sims, you have Deuce McBride. So the bottom line is, right? Yeah. I'm just gonna leave it right there. I think I drove home the point. Yeah, it's definitely the Mafia, and they deserve the reward. Let's see AP dropping some signs. Let's see. Look at the firepower. Any one of them can drop 40. Philadelphia, Paul George collecting his Social Security check, not even sweating them. Oh yeah. By the way, AP, I'm glad you bought Philly. Level-headed Knicks told last week I was going to do a deep dive in the Philly and Knicks situation. I think this Thursday that's going to be one of the topics. Typically, we have 2 or 3 topics. I think that, yeah, we're going to talk about Knicks and Philly because I ain't worried about Philly. Now, I'm going to tell you why in detail on Thursday. Be sure to tune in on Thursday. We will talk about that in Level-headed Knicks talk. Let's see, AP talking about the press conference. Looking at the Mikal Bridges press conference, right, and the look on his face, like getting a girl like he always wanted. Facts. I'm happy, yo. Honestly, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, but you said that you wanted to do the Paul George trade. Remember, when I wanted to do the Paul George trade, that was a different world. 2 weeks ago, it was a different world. 3 weeks ago, it was a different world. We never knew that this guy was available. If I would have known Mikal Bridges was available, I would have never even mentioned Paul George. And remember the circumstances why I said I wanted Paul George. It was based on whether or not we could trade just bench guys. It would have been the bench guys. Bojan. I can't remember who else was in the package. It was Bojan. It was Mitchell Robinson at the time because we thought we were getting back Hartenstein, which that would have been a mistake, right? But it was Bojan, Mitch, and I'm not sure if it was Deuce or somebody else with exception money for Paul George. That was the plan, but it wasn't for any one of our starters. I'm glad we didn't do the deal. We didn't get Hartenstein, so it would have been bad. That was the only reason why I wanted Paul George. But if I had to choose between which player would I want at this phase, and based on how the Knicks is set up, being that we already have 2 All-Stars, I'm taking this guy right here, Mikal Bridges. Why? Because he can give you how much points is Paul George going to average this year? Maybe 20 points. Mikal Bridges could give you a good 18. We don't even need Mikal to average 20 points. Because remember, OG can give you 16. So we just need Mikal to come in, play some defense, and score in between, hit some open threes. I believe he's shooting, 36, 37% from downtown. We know OG's shooting 40% from the corner, right? So, I mean, to me, like, he was the best guy. That's why I'm not worried about Philly. And health is an issue, especially in the playoffs. I was telling someone this the other day. Yeah, I said he made the 2 All-Stars. He did 2 All-Stars in a row, but he was MIA in the playoffs. So, yeah, we're not worried about Philly. I'm going to talk more about that on Thursday. Cavs are going nowhere, and you better believe Donovan Mitchell wanted to come to the Knicks. Facts, AP. Once again, we talked about this last week, too. The Knicks wanted Donovan Mitchell, but because Brunson became a star, it was like, yo, you don't need Brunson and Mitchell. You need Mikal Bridges. You need OG Anunoby. You need guys that can go around them, that can somewhat create their own shot, hit open shots, play within the flow of the offense. I mean, 2 ball dominant guards doesn't work. I thought Dallas was going to surprise me last year. Kind of was halfway room for them, even though they're the ops too. But to me, Boston is more of the ops than Dallas. But Kyrie and Luka, they got a little far. They just didn't win a championship, but they did get to the finals. Typically, you don't see two ball-dominant guards having success in winning basketball. So fast forward it or bring it back to the Knicks. Donovan Mitchell and Brunson, to me, just wouldn't have worked. It just wouldn't have worked. And that's why we didn't get him. But yeah, Mitchell definitely wanted to come to the Knicks. But we didn't know Brunson was going to be this good either. And the Cavs are not going anywhere. I do believe, right? So right now, it's us and Boston, to me, are the top two in the East. I said that even before the Philly trade, after the Philly trade. I even said that I don't care what Philly does. Boston and New York, to me, are the top two teams. Now, if you want to put Philly in at number 3, they could be in at number 3. I have no beef with that. Now, you have Milwaukee. You have Orlando. You have Indiana. And Indiana, they're going to be interesting. They're going to be interesting, right? To me, Milwaukee, I might give them the edge only because they have Dame and Giannis. So they probably be the 4th seed. As far as the Cavs, they're going to be competing for the 5th seed with Indiana, Orlando, Miami, all those other teams. If one of them, Washington, probably not Washington, but if like Atlanta or somebody like that steps up, I doubt it. One of those other little teams that finish in between 10 to 13, one of those teams step up because the Pistons are going to be bad. Hornets more than likely might be bad, but I don't know. They re-signed Miles Bridges. They gave him a bag. Maybe he takes his game to another level. I don't know about the Hornets. They're interesting. Atlanta is a weird team. I don't know. They're making weird moves. So, yeah, Cleveland is going to be struggling, in my opinion, to get to that 5. They're going to be from 5 to 8, anywhere in there, depending on how the season shakes up. And they have health issues as well. So, yeah, salute to Maxine getting the chat lit. Coach says, I like the fact that OG was the first person Bridges spoke of. Looking forward to playing with him. Facts. Yo. And you know what? First off, salute the coach for saying. I think that Mikal Bridges is just a perfect fit because, like I said, it goes back to ego. Nothing really to write home about in the press conference besides all the good, positive stuff that you would say that it sounds like it's just political BS that you say just to get you through the day. But no, these guys are genuine, man. Like, that's one thing I'm gonna say about these guys. These guys are genuine. And like someone said earlier, he's like a kid getting his first girlfriend or something like that. The kid is happy, yo. He's happy. He's back to playing winning basketball because remember, he had a little success with the Suns when they went to the finals, and then they moved them for KD, which was a bad mistake. But hey, their bad mistake was our blessing in the long run because it led to us being able to get a player of Mikal Bridges' caliber, you know. And then him saying he wanted to play with OG, like these guys, like I said, no chemistry issues. Like I was saying with Boston, those guys in Boston, they all embraced their roles, right? Jrue Holiday already was a multi-all-star. Multi-All-NBA defense. All I needed was another championship. I know how to win a championship, so let me let White get the light. I already had my light. So then now White he's All-NBA defense, and you know he got the bag, right? So you know they paid all their guys the bag. See, Boston is kind of the blueprint, even though I can't stand them, but they are the blueprint. You see, they gave White their bag, Holiday the bag, Tatum just got his bag, Brown got the bag last year. And KP, I think, also got the bag. They all got the bag. So the Knicks can do the same thing. This is a big market. And, you know, they talk about cap flexibility. If you can hold on to about 7 to 8 of your core guys, right, which includes all 4 Nova boys, Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, OG Anunoby, if you hold on to and Deuce McBride, I love Deuce. I think Deuce is a perfect fit. You know, you have those core guys with the Nova boys. I mean, this guy, you know, is not even the limit. You could go beyond that. So I think that this team is just built to have success and to re-up. Like I said, we in New York City. That's the advantage of being in New York City. Also, another advantage is too that this TV money and the cap going up, that also works in our favor too, right? Because now players are getting paid great rates, but 2-3 years from now, those rates will be at a discount. So let's see what you guys talking about. Leon Rose went to the Sean Marks meeting with Luca Brasi. I had the enforcer from the movie. Salute the AP, yo. Yeah, it's all business, baby. It's all business. It's all business. Let me see where I want to go next. So we talked about Mikal, right? Okay. So let's move forward to see what I got next. Then I'm gonna jump into the other flagship topic soon, and we're gonna get up out of here. If you do word on the street and get up out of here. So yeah, this is more Mikal Bridges stuff. Anything else from the press conference? Let me know. That'll be a head topic too, because that just happened, and I do want to get to Jalen Brunson. Do I want to start there? All right, let's talk about Jalen Brunson a little bit, guys. Let's talk about Jalen Brunson. Being that I got his image up there. So Jalen Brunson, he salute to Jalen. He had to sit down with a good reporter from the Bleacher Report, Taylor Rooks. By the way, Taylor Rooks to me did a great interview. Like, that interview was fantastic. It came out like maybe 4 or 5 days ago. She also interviewed his mother, Sandra Brunson. I actually watched that interview. Go check that out if you're curious to see how Jalen Brunson's mother looks and, you know, the things that she was talking about, telling his backstory and things of that nature. Salute to all the Jamaicans in the building. His mother is Jamaican, so Jalen Brunson, you know, he's from Yard. He's from Yard. He represents, right? So she did a great job. Great sit down with him. I watched the entire interview because some people got on me with the Julius Randle video because I said early in the video, in the clip, I said I didn't watch the whole interview. I'm sorry. You don't have to watch the whole interview if you're talking about one piece of the interview. So the whole interview wasn't about, just like this Jalen Brunson interview, the whole interview wasn't about him feeling snubbed from the Olympic team, right? Or him feeling like overlooked, right? That's the word that came up, right? But I say it's a snub. So, you know, the whole interview wasn't about that. It was only like a 4 or 5 minute clip where they talked about the Olympics. So, okay. But I did watch this whole interview in its entirety, right? And I even took some highlight notes on it. But anyway, I'm not talking about the whole interview. I'm only talking about this right here. Do you guys remember when Jalen Brunson he brushed off being snubbed from the team? They asked him in an interview, and he said, I was just focused on the playoffs. I didn't even look at the list. Remember when Jalen Brunson said that? Okay. So in the interview with Taylor Rooks, he confessed that was cap. You know, not to say Jalen Brunson's a capper. It's just that, you know, you're in the playoffs. You ain't worried about no damn Olympic team, whether you made it or not. But he did see it, and it just wasn't the right moment in time. That's what he said, right? He said that, you know, it just wasn't the right moment for it. But I did see the list, right? Okay, cool. Now, one of the things that Brunson said about the snub, right, was that he felt like he met the Isaiah Thomas criteria. Now, salute to all of the people that go back to the 80s, the 90s, hell, even if you go back to the 70s. Salute to all you guys. Do you guys remember the politics that happened with Isaiah Thomas, why he didn't make the Olympic team? Brunson kind of hinted that his situation was a little similar. Of course, it wasn't the same. There was a lot of drama back then. You know, allegedly, Magic Johnson confessed that he didn't want Isaiah Thomas to be on the team. That's why he wasn't on the team. Of course, in Jalen Brunson's case, that wasn't the case. But if you guys remember this article or him doing that brush off, this is kind of an update to that. So my thing is this, right? And let me see if I could show you right quick the 41 players. So these are the 41 players that was listed. Of course, Jalen Brunson's named here. I think Josh Hart was also mentioned as one of the 41 guys that they wanted to make the team, right? And then they wind up selecting from that pool of 41 guys, they wind up selecting, this is the team here, hold on, right here, boom. So the guards I'm going to focus on the guards. The centers and the forwards, we're not going to talk about. So these are the guards they chose over Jalen Brunson. Steph Curry, of course, Steph Curry's a Hall of Famer. I honestly believe Steph Curry is the best point guard in NBA history. You want to debate that with me? I'm not going to debate it right now. Join the Discord server. We do got an NBA chat, 24/7 NBA chat. If you want to debate me on Steph Curry being the best player, point guard of all times, we can debate there, right? So I understand that this is legacy and all of that. So I'm not saying Steph Curry shouldn't be on the team. So Steph Curry can stay. Devin Booker, he's a 2-guard, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I like Devin Booker. He probably might start, but I think they're going to start Edwards. Anthony Edwards, probably going to be a starting 2-guard. And honestly, to me, he was the best player on the World Cup team, right? Okay, cool. So now that leaves Jrue Holiday and Tyrese Halliburton. Now, remember, you can't use championship just yet because this team was put up, I think, back in April. Yeah, April, yeah, right. During the playoffs, first round of the playoffs. Okay, cool. So look, so when we talk about Jrue Holiday, right, he didn't have the best season. Now, he is the best defender. There's no debate. So if you're going to say you want defense on the team too, but think about how this lineup is going to work. The odd man out is going to be Halliburton or Holiday. Who gets minutes, who doesn't get minutes? How important is defense going to be in the Olympics from an individual player? Team defense, yes, because Germany and those European teams don't give a damn about the U.S. All right, they're going to be coming for the U.S. neck. So I'm not saying that Jrue Holiday was a bad pick. However, what I am saying is that how much do you value the individual defender at the point guard spot when it's going to be a lot of zone and it's going to be about firepower? Because that was, to me, my problem with the World Cup team, and I watched every single game, and we covered it on the pod because we had 2 Knicks on the team, was that Steve Kerr didn't do a good job of, 1, balancing the lineup, but 2, the offense just wasn't really effective against the overseas teams, right? I think that when you have a team like this with LeBron James and all these guys, it has to be based on, the best players versus we're going to balance the team out with defense. I just think you have to go with a team like 2008 when they took Kobe, LeBron. They took, I think Dwight Howard was the best center at the time. Right? They took all of the top dudes. Kevin Durant was coming off the bench, right? Because I think they started LeBron, Melo, Kobe. I think Chris Paul. Who else was there? I think they had another point guard too. Can't remember at the time. Either way, the bottom line is they took the best players that was available. Let me see what you guys talking before I continue to cook. AP, okay, to bring it back to Boston. Have you seen that payroll for Boston? But AP, look. AP, salute to AP. That's our future. Our payroll is going to be crazy too. That's why I said the key thing to the payroll is going to be the 8 guys. The 8 guys, and you're going to pay these 8 guys as your future, right? Mitchell Robinson, you're going to have to re him up unless you get another center. Deuce McBride, he has a favorable contract. Julius Randle, right? He's due an extension. OG Anunoby just got his. So you really just got to take care of Randall and Mitch, right? And then the Nova boys are pretty much locked up, and then Brunson you got to take care of. So if that's going to be your core guys for the next 5 years, and you're deciding to put all your chips in the center of the table, you can't turn back now. Los Angeles Lakers are going to be comedy this year. Thank God we never got LeBron James. Man, LeBron James was never coming to the Knicks, man. And then coach says, is McCullar getting the 3rd 2-way deal? Possibly. I don't know if they're going to wait until the training camp begins. I think the first game is on the 10th, so which is tomorrow. So I don't know yet. I think that's up in the air, by the way, coach, about McCullar getting the 3rd 2-way contract. And then Brunson doesn't look like any of his. He does look like his pops. What are you talking about? Jalen doesn't look like his pops. All right, so look. So now we got these 2 guys here. We got Holiday and Halliburton. In my opinion, I can argue that Brunson definitely deserves to be on the team over Halliburton. Brunson had the way better year. Now, another thing that Brunson talked about was he thinks losing the World Cup had something to do with it. He does say that, losing the World Cup, he think that held it against him because Brunson was the captain of the team. And Brunson was the starting point guard. So he does think that that may have something to play with it, but come on, guys. Halliburton was on that team. So if that's the case, don't take none of the guys besides, Anthony Edwards, he's the best two guard. Anthony Edwards might be the best two guard in the league. He just might be the best two guard in the league. I think it's between he and Devin Booker, though Devin Booker plays point guard right now. So Anthony Edwards is going to be on the team. But if the argument is that we lost, then Halliburton nor Brunson should be on the team. I'm just saying if that's going to be the argument because Halliburton was there too. And in fact, Halliburton closed a lot of the games. Let's not forget that detail, right? Another thing Brunson said, right? He said he made arrangements to play. To bring it back to the Isaiah Thompson rule, because I didn't finish that point. The Isaiah Thompson rule was he was all NBA, right? I think Isaiah was maybe first or second team at the time, right? So this is the first team, mostly overseas dudes, right? I know Luka got bounced out. He's not going to the Olympics. You got Giannis, right? You got SGA. These guys are not American. You got Nikola Jokic, not American. The only American on the first team is Jason Tatum. Okay, cool. So let's go to the second team, right? So now the second team is nothing but Americans. Now, Jalen Brunson is one of the top Americans on the second team, right? So I understand that. And to counter Brunson's point a little bit, I'm still riding with Brunson, but the team was picked before there was an All-NBA selection. That's fair. Very fair. So that you can technically throw that argument out. But at the same time, Brunson was 5th in MVP voting and 6th in the All-NBA team voting. Now, mind you, everybody else that's All-NBA team is on the Olympic team. Edwards, Durant, Davis, right? Let's go to the third team. Halliburton, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Devin Booker. Jalen Brunson's name belongs there. So we understand, and Jalen Brunson also talked about the fact that they were going to go with, the old guard, right? Which is Steph, LeBron. They wouldn't go with the old guard. So we understand that, and we respect that. I think that the old guard deserves to be there, right? But Brunson's name, to me, you can get rid of these two because I'm saying that, yeah, defense is important, but when you got LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Anthony Edwards, Steph Curry, who's guarding that? First off, Steph Curry going to be shooting from the logo, bro. It's going to be crazy. I don't care what nobody says. I think Brunson belongs on the team. He made plans to go to the Olympics, right? Of course, he broke his hand, so that might have took him out, but it doesn't matter. He also talked about him being the second pick and how that comes into play because when you look at all of these guys, none of these guys, I don't think Drew Holiday, no, none of these guys that you see on the list were second picks. All these guys are first picks. So he does feel like he's overlooked because of that a lot of times, right? A lot of times people say, oh, he was a second-round pick. So it's constantly him having to prove himself. He also said that he acknowledged in the interview, I'm not sure if it was in this segment, but he also acknowledged in this interview that there's always he's good, but he's not, he's small. He's good, he's this. He acknowledged that too. So what do you guys think about Brunson in the Olympics, yo? Let me know. I'm making an argument based off the interview that he said, he acknowledged it, that he deserves to be there. He was all NBA. He was top 6. He was top 5 in MVP voting. So I'm going to move forward. Unless you guys have commentary, I could always draw back. Let me see. I think it was Michael Jordan. No, AP. So I'm not sure, AP, if you watched The Last Dance, but Magic Johnson said it on The Last Dance, that it was him. It wasn't Jordan. Everybody thought it was Jordan, but it wasn't Jordan. Magic confessed twice. He confessed it on The Last Dance, and he confessed it on in another interview years ago that it was him that didn't want Isaiah Thomas on the team, which is crazy to me. Isaiah Thomas was nice. Isaiah Thomas. But this, of course, in this circumstance, if this is going on today, like somebody says they don't want Jalen Brunson on the team, I seriously doubt it. We don't have no idea about that. That would be just basic news. So, yeah, we talked about the $5.2 million exception. We talked about the adjustment of the trade. We did good today. I'm going to go into word on the street. If you guys want to talk more about the Olympics, we can talk more about it. But, yeah, that Jordan thing wasn't the case. Matter of fact, Coach, just to do you some justice, I'm going to look up the Kevin McCullar kid. No, I'm not going to do that. I could pull it up here because I got too many windows open as it is, and I don't want to lose my place. I'm going to check right quickly just to see if there's anything in my feeder. I don't think I'm going to see anything there. Oh, guess what I see here, though? They're talking about Davis Bertans. I'll look him up. Davis Bertans. Did you guys see that? They said that the Knicks may be interested in him. We're going to look him up. Let's look up his numbers. So, from D.C., Davis Bertans. Let's see. Pull up his numbers here. Hey, so he was with Washington. He bounced around. Okay, so now he went to Dallas, then he went to OKC, then he went to Charlotte. So he's with the Hornets. Oh, yeah, so if he's with the Hornets, I mean, these teams don't know what the hell they're doing, like I always say each week. Let me see if I get his contract. He's a free agent. He's a free agent. No, he does. No, he has a $5 million contract. So the problem with Davis Bertans is, who are you trading to get him? And can you get him with second-round picks? But this is his numbers from last year, though. Let me go to per game. So not 36 minutes. Yeah, I'm on per game. So this is on per game, y'all. He was averaging 8 and 1.6 rebounds. He's 6'10". He's not a center, though. He's not a center. Let me see. He's shooting 37% from downtown. He's not a center, though. I don't know why they got him up there. He's not a center. He's not what we need. I'd rather bring Precious back. What do you guys think about Davis Bertans? But as far as the Kelly and McCullar kid, I haven't seen anything about him. I just looked at my updated Knicks feed. Yeah, I don't see nothing about the kid. Just to answer Coach. Let's see. Oh, wait, you said Bertans got waived? He said Davis Bertans got waived. Let's pull it up. Okay. Davis Bertans got waived. So if he got waived, I guess he's an option. I mean, he's just not a 5, though. He's not going to be, especially in Coach Tibbs' system, he's not going to be a 5. He's more of a 4. Wait, what happened to my window? Get it back. Hold on. Get it back. Davis Bertans was waived. Okay. Pull it up. But no words on that other kid you was talking about, the Knicks kid, though, Coach. So we got to wait till Summer League to see what they're going to do. He said he got waived. Bertans. Yeah, they got him as a small forward. So, yeah, this is the actual article. Yeah, he was waived. Okay. Coach is on the money. Yeah, he shoots 40% from 3, but I don't know. Coach, you like Davis Bertans? Do you like him? I don't know if he don't play no defense. Well, that's what the rumors are saying, that the Knicks is I don't know, of course, it's the rumors, but the report is the Knicks is interested in this kid. That's the report. Before I get the word on the street, I do want to jump into Summer League. I do want to jump into Summer League. So this is the schedule. The 13th, that's the first game. So put this in your schedule, guys. Saturday at 5 p.m. Tuesday, July 16th at 4:30. Of course, Wednesday, July 17th. That's the day before my birthday. Salute to me. Day coming up. At 3:30, and then Friday the 19th. So, and then of course, the Knicks is not going to be in the tournament. So I'm not sure. I guess they always did this, but these are the teams that's going to be in the tournament, right? You got the California Classic, right? Which is the Hornets, the Warriors, the Lakers, all those teams, the Heat, Kings, Spurs, and then in Salt Lake City, Memphis, Oklahoma City, Philly, and Utah. So yeah, we're not going to be in the tournament, I don't think. Is that how that works? These teams are going to be in the tournament, and the rest of the teams are just playing? Yeah, 11-day span. Okay. I watched some of the games yesterday. Like I said, I watched Zach Edey last night. And, you know, I was impressed. I think Zach Edey's going to be all right. Yeah, Coach, I'm with you. We don't need Bertans. He's a power forward. It could be clickbait, Coach. Let me see. AP. Joel Embiid's on Team USA. Yes, he's there. Yeah, hell yeah. Hold on. Let me pull the roster back up. Let me pull that roster back up, y'all. So you can see. For those of you guys that may just have tuned in. Yeah, this is the roster right here. It's a squad. Look, this is the centers. They got Embiid, Davis, and Bam. That's a squad, bro. And then you got LeBron and KD. And then you got Anthony Edwards and Steph. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's going to be. Liberty team going to be work. But I think Brunson still should have been on the team. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. But to bring it back to the Knicks Summer League, and we bouncing around, but that's fine because we talk about a lot of topics. Oh yeah, Coach, this is an article talking about your boy here. Coach was just asking about McCullar. Will he get that contract? I don't know. Honestly, I think that all four of these guys are pretty interesting. I think all four of our rookies are interesting because someone, I can't remember who it was last week, kept talking about Ariel, and which is the guy who we took at the last pick, the Ariel kid. Let me pull him. I got his image right here. I did this poll this morning. This kid right here, the Ariel Porti. I watched his tape. I watched like a 17-minute tape of his game, blocking shots, rebounding, post scoring. I do feel like he will have to adjust to the speed of the game, but this guy is a traditional big guy. And, you know, Mitchell Robinson goes down. Whoever you get as a backup center starts. I could see this kid, if it pans out right, I could see the Ariel kid, who I got the mouse hovered over, I could see him actually getting some work in. But these guys are really interesting. The McCullar kid, right? It's still the verdict is out whether he get that two-way contract that coach is talking about. The Tyler Kolek kid, I'm curious to see what he has to say. And then Pacome Dadiet, who was the first pick. He's the first round pick. So let's see what you guys talking about in the chat. Yeah, okay. Let's see. He bullied Kessler. Yeah, yo, coach. Zach Edey was putting in work, but Kessler held his own. I like Kessler. I like what I saw from Kessler too. But Zach Edey though, man, he was going away. He had like 15 and 13. Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up right quick. Let's pull it up right quick. Being that we talking about Summer League, so we could talk about some more Summer League stuff. Let's open up a new tab. Let's see if I can get the schedule. Hold on. All right, let me see. We got the schedule here. All right, so look, these are today's games. So today the Grizzlies played the Sixers, and the Thunder played the Jazz. So if you want to see some more Edey, he plays tonight as far as, can I get yesterday's games though? Maybe I have to go to the teams. I'm gonna go to the teams. So Edie plays with the Grizzlies. So I'm gonna pull them up so we can look at the box score. He was definitely cooking. I think teams are gonna regret not picking this guy up. Hold on, let me see. Oh no, this last year. Hold on. They don't got the game from yesterday. Let me see. Let's go to schedule. They don't got the. Hold on, let me see. Nope. Okay, I can't pull up the box score right now. But yeah, Edie had I think he had 15 and 13 or something like that. It was a solid night. And he had a couple of blocks too. They blocked each other. Kessler and Edie both blocked each other. I like Kessler. I think Kessler is one of them ones as far as a solid big guy. I still want Kessler, but he's no Mitch. Yo, salute to Coach, man. Coach, one thing I'm going to say about Coach, he's very consistent. He is very consistent. He's been on the Mitchell Robinson train for a minute in terms of sharing his value and why the Knicks need to consider him over Hartenstein and now even with Kessler. But you do know that, Coach, in that trade for Kessler, it wouldn't be for Mitch. It would be for someone else. It'll be like a package like this: Jericho Sims and a pick and that OKC pick. Okay, he said Perrin went crazy in this draft. Don't remember where he read that. I don't think McCullar had signed it. I know the Ariel kid signed it. Ariel, he signed the two-way for sure. Someone else, but McCullar didn't get it yet. I think they're waiting to see how these games look, these upcoming games. If I could pull it back up, how these upcoming summer league games are. So yeah, we have to see how this going to work. Probably by the 19th, they'll know, because if Ariel and these guys are putting in work in the first two games, you already know they're not playing all 4 games. So that's why you got to make sure you watch these first couple of games with summer league. Anything else I want to talk about? So they say to keep it going with Kevin McCullar, he's a perfect fit with the Knicks. He's a versatile player that can play on the ball, off the ball. That's what we need. He's a multiple defensive player that can guard 1 through 4. So he plays defense and he can play on the ball, off the ball. That's him attacking the basket. He has a high IQ, defensive IQ. Wow. He's tough. He can guard 6'9" guys and a 5'11" guy. Ooh. Coach Tibbs loves that. He's 6'6". Hey guys, Kevin McCullar, your backup power forward. Backup power forward. Yeah. But it doesn't, in this article, it doesn't say nothing about the two-way. So, but if you want to read this article, it's in the post. Great breakdown about this kid. And more grading the free agency. I don't really care about the free agency. A or B, who cares? We're gonna move forward. I'll jump in the word on the street. Why not? I'm gonna start. Let's see where I'm gonna start at. I'm gonna start here. So salute to everybody, Bill, especially if you go into the polls, the community section. I drop a poll every Monday through Friday. A lot of the polls are really interesting. I like to pick your brains and see what you think. And so I did this poll because this actually was based on something we talked about in the pod, where we was talking about how the Knicks can match up with Boston. So I want you to tell me. People say this was a bad question, right? A lot of people didn't like this question. I don't know why. I was trying to say that I think that we actually have areas where we can win certain matchups against Boston, and this is one of them. I said, who wins this head-to-head matchup between the Knicks and the Celtics? Bridges and White. They're both shooting guards. White plays the 2. Bridges is going to be the 2. So who's going to win the matchup? A lot of people didn't like it. Of course, I think Bridges. But I also asked this question because I wanted to show that, okay, even if you think Boston is better than us, we have a lot of advantages against Boston that I don't think people realize. One of the matchups is this. I think White is talented. I think White had a career year. I think he deserves every penny that he signed. But in a head-to-head matchup, I'm taking Bridges. Bridges showed you he can average way more than 20 points a game. Of course, White could possibly do the same thing, but these guys are both third, four options on their team, so you're not going to see them score that much. But when White had the opportunity, he did what he had to do. I feel like White is a good player, but I just think Bridges is a better player. That's just my opinion. And I think that that's a matchup we can exploit against the Celtics. That's all I was saying, because now we're going to keep White or Holiday honest, because they're going to have to guard one of these guys. Then the question remains, who's going to guard Julius Randle? So that's why I asked this question. Let me see if I could pull up the comments just real quick so we could see the hate that I was getting in the commentary. So this person here says that it was uncomparable. He says, and then another guy said, if you go to NBA Jam and you pick Evan Fournier, and then they have the Celtics pick anyone past the present, Knicks would win. So a lot of people was trying to be sarcastic and was coming for me in the chat. I thought it was a good question, because I'm trying to show you that when we go head-to-head matchup with Boston, and everyone talks about the key in winning your matchup, right? You got to win your matchup. And I think that in that matchup, I honestly, truly believe that Mikal Bridges wins that matchup. I think that if you got to go, Jalen Brunson talked about it on the pod. They say I'm not a good defender. I don't really care about that. According to Jalen Brunson, he thinks he's a good team defender, which to me matters more, because it's a team defense and the NBA is not individual defense. So Brunson's goal is to win his matchup, which is to pretty much win the point differential. That's pretty much how you win your matchup. Who's going to come score with Brunson on that team besides Tatum and Brown? But Tatum and Brown are not matched up with him. Coach is talking about the trade for Mitch. Yeah, I know it's not for Mitch. I just don't like the fact that people got him starting over Mitch. Oh, okay, I got you, Coach. Salute the coach. No, Mitch is the starter. Kemba Walker is a backup player on the Knicks, unless Mitch gets hurt. Oh, salute to Sam in the building, man. Yo, we got all the mods. We got all the Discord family in the building. By the way, join the Discord. You can scan the barcode. Oh, I got rid of my barcode. Hold on, let me get the barcode back. Hold on. I got it right here. I should have it. Why I don't see my barcode? Did I lose my barcode? Okay, the barcode's gone. But either way, you can join the Discord by... No, I got it right here. Bam. So you can scan that barcode, get in the Knicks hat giveaway, join the Discord server, have conversations with good people like me and Sam, right? And coaches in there, Echo and Brooklyn's in there, a lot of people's in there. Get in there, and we can rock out. So, yeah, salute to you, Sam, joining the conversation. We talked about a lot. We did talk about the Mikal Bridges press conference earlier. You guys just joined. We did talk about flagship topic with Jalen Brunson earlier, if you just joined, so you could go back and catch up with that. We covered a lot. We also talked about the backup center spot right now. Right now, we're on Word of the Street. And so let's see what AP's talking about. If I'm the Philadelphia 76ers, they got to be concerned about that. That's a big fact, AP. And I'm going to do a deep dive, like I said earlier, AP, I'm going to do a deep dive on Thursday about Philadelphia. What game did Paul George snap his leg in half? That was actually during the World Cup exhibition where they played each other. I believe it was, they had like a select team. And no, it wasn't even a select team. I think the whole squad played each other. It was KD on that team, James Harden on that team. So that's where he snapped his leg. It was at the exhibition for, not the Olympics. I think it was the World Cup. That's where Paul George snapped his leg. It was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, but that's where he snapped his leg. That was a while ago. He's recovered from that. Salute to Sherwin. Good afternoon, dude. No one can guard Julius Randle. You have to team him. That's a big fact. That's another key. And I'm going to talk more about that when we go up against Philly and Boston. But I'm going to talk more about that, especially on Thursday. Julius Randle is the X factor. Remember, the X factor for Boston is KP. I think for the Knicks, the X factor is Julius Randle, because Boston doesn't have a guy, I think, that can guard him head up. Right? And of course, you got Tatum and Brown. I'm not saying that they don't have prolific offense, but we have guys that can defend them at least that can match somewhat of their abilities defensively. We got 2 All-NBA defensive wings on our team with Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. They don't have a big guy that can match what Randall's doing, though I know Tatum plays the 4. He is not guarding Randall. That's the point, and that's what AP's talking about. And Randall is the key. So definitely. That's why I did this poll. But a lot of people was giving hate, but also this poll has over 600 votes. So this is one of the most popular polls of the summer. It got over 600 votes. So yeah, to all of the naysayers and the people that didn't like it, yeah, it made sense because 607 people voted on it. Now here's another thing, right? So talk about the Sixers, right? Because we kind of talked about it a little bit. Will the Sixers' key additions highlighted by the signing of Paul George? How do you think the Knicks will do against the Sixers? Which team will have the higher playoff seed? 573 votes, right? And I'm going to click the Knicks because I really do genuinely believe that. Not that I'm just a Knicks fan. I am the objective Knicks fan. So 93% of Knicks fans say they're going to vote for the Knicks. 5% say the Sixers. So, we're very confident in our abilities. We're not worried about the team they're building. I know they got the kid from Miami, Caleb Martin. I know, they brought in, who else they brought in? I know they retained a couple of people. They got Kelly Oubre back. They got Eric Gordon. Not concerned. I'm not saying they're a bad team. I just think that we're a better team. Of course, I did a happy July 4th. Salute to everybody. Hopefully you had a good 4th. That's why I didn't do level-headed Knicks talk last Thursday because it was the 4th. I didn't realize that. I had plans. But anyway, so attention Knicks fans. How do you feel? This is the Kyle Lowry joint. I think I'm going to stop here. How do you feel about adding another Nova boy to the lineup? Kyle Lowry, right? I'm saying I think they should get him. But most of you guys saying, we good. And the only reason why I'm saying to sign Kyle Lowry, I'm not saying to use the exception money to do it. The exception money is going to go to Precious, more than likely, right? Or whatever other center we want to sign. However, I do think if you can get him on the veteran minimum, which I think his minimum might be like 3.5 or 3.8, why not? Why not bring him in? I think that he went to Nova. He has a good relationship with the rest of the Nova boys. He's someone that has been a thorn on our side. He actually had a good game or two against us when he played with Philly. And, of course, he had great games when he played in Miami, right? He's an older guy. He's a veteran. He's somebody who I think is a low-ego guy right now. He probably does want to play in the rotation, and if he did come to our team, I would have Deuce ahead of him. But I don't see the issue with bringing in a Kyle Lowry. I know you guys ain't feeling it, but I'm just saying. That's all for word on the street. Let me know if you have any thoughts on any of these polls or anything regarding the questions that was asked. Let me see where I am because we're getting close to that 140 mark, and I want to wrap. By the way, to those that was here early, I'm not sure if you guys were here early. I changed the intro music. I think that the intro music is more lit now. I think that you guys would appreciate it more. I just talked about Caleb Martin too. Let me see if I got the article here. No, actually, I don't got the article here. Okay. Yeah, this is talk about Summer League. We went over the Summer League schedule already. See what else we got here. Yeah, they got Caleb Martin. We don't care about Caleb Martin. We're not scared of him. I'm going to talk more about that on Thursday. Let's see. So this is old media, old New York media talk about the Knicks looking at a tougher Eastern Conference gauntlet after the NBA free agency, right? Do they got any? Okay. If you want to read that. But they're basically talking about Philadelphia and the Boston Celtics and the Bucks and all of that. We ain't scared of none of the competition. I'm going to move forward from there. Just trying to make sure there's any notes I want to get to before we wrap. See what else we got. We talked about Kessler Walker. If you wanted to hear us talk about Walker Kessler, I talked about this a lot early in the pod. I'm going to say that my package that I would want to send for him would be Sims and that OKC pick that we have for next year, I believe. It's a protected pick, but it more than likely is going to go because I think it's top 10, and we already know OKC is probably going to be the best team in the West. This was from earlier, too, I'm not sure who it was. I think it was John But somebody talked about the pain that he had. We kind of talked about that earlier. It was no pain. Oh, okay. I do want to salute Kemba Walker. I know he only played half the season with the Knicks, but at the same time, he is from the Bronx, New York. So we got to show some love to Kemba Walker, right? Anybody who, especially if they're a New York guy and they want to come to New York, got to give him love. He's going to retire after 12 NBA seasons. This guy was a beast before he had all his knee troubles. Man, this dude was lightning fast. He had the off the dribble package. He can hit you off the dribble with it, shoot you in your eye. Definitely off the dribble, take you to the basket, right? And even Jalen Brunson was giving this man his props, right? See if I got a quote here. Jalen Brunson was saying how Kemba Walker, he said, "Congrats on the great career, man. You were an inspiration to a lot of people. Much respect to you, your career. And I just had to say that out there." So salute to JB, giving them love and support. He also, in that same interview with Bleacher Report and Taylor Rooks, he also said that the one guy that always gave him trouble and made him look stupid was Kemba Walker, man. Salute the Bronx baller, Kemba Walker, right? So he retired. Let's see where we at. Anything else, guys, in the chat? I think I'm good. I think we talked about a lot. Yeah, we talked about Jalen Duran, that trade earlier, and with Davis. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we all set, guys. Thank you for rocking with me, man. Sticking with me this long. I'm sorry I didn't bring the pod to you yesterday. No worries, I did it today, so can't say we missed the pod. We did what we had to do. I will be back here Thursday. Level-headed Knicks talk. I should have that link up probably tomorrow. And if you're in the Discord, you'll get all the information, of course, especially. And if you subscribe to the channel, you'll get the notifications. Make sure you hit that bell icon and subscribe if you're not subscribed. I will be talking about that. I think another topic I want to talk about would be, what else? We got the Brunson. I think I might want to talk a little bit more about Brunson because it's going to be close to Friday. We'll see if there's any more news that comes out because there is a discussion that he may sign the extension. He might sign the 4 year. Could you imagine what New York would be like if Brunson signs the 4-year, $159 million extension? I mean, that's the low. I mean, if you get Brunson for another 4 years for the low, that's incredible. So I think I'm going to talk a little bit more about that too. And then, when's the first Summer League game? So maybe you might talk a little bit more about Summer League, but, level-headed Knicks talk is not as many topics as this. We really take 1 or 2, 3 topics and we sit there, we do deep dives, but I'm going to really go in on this Philly thing because for some reason, Philly has overtaken us in a lot of people's perspective as the second best team in the East, and I just disagree, and I'm going to let you know why. Salute the AP. He says it's amazing his career didn't end. I see why George left the Clippers. Offered him 2 years, $60 million. Yeah, they greased Paul George. I feel like the Clippers dropped the ball. First off, the Clippers had a lot of young talent. They had SGA, which they traded in the Paul George. Do you know what the Clippers would be with SGA? And they traded them in the Paul George trade and a couple of other future picks that wind up becoming people. I don't remember where all the picks became people. I just remember SGA, right? And, of course, he was a young player. You didn't know he was going to be that good. But this is why you got to respect what Leon Rose did, because if you're going to trade your young talent the way the Knicks traded RJ and Quickly, and you bring in a player, you got to keep that player. Or trade that player for something. But then to let Paul George walk, Clippers will be lucky if they're a playing team this year. That's just how I see it. I don't see the Clippers going beyond that. And then you offer the man the 2 years, 60. Then you offer the man. Then you were willing to give the man the 3 years, 150, which is basically the Kawhi contract. But the man made a smart decision. He said, if you're going to give me the 3, I want 4, but if you're going to give me the 3, at least give me a no trade clause so I can control my destiny. They said no. Paul George goes to the Sixers. Crazy business. AP says he wouldn't mind Kyle. Yo, you know what, AP? That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not. Look, guys. I'm not saying Kyle's gonna take Deuce McBride's spot. I'm saying Kyle comes in and makes Deuce McBride a better player. He's also a Jalen Brunson insurance policy. Anything happens to Brunson, Brunson needs to sit out. You start Deuce, Kyle Lowry could come right in and run the show. You know, I think it's kind of like sort of like a Taj Gibson effect a little bit, but I think he's a little bit better than Taj Gibson is. And he could give you a solid 10, 15, 20 minutes, right? If you need him. And I think because he sees what the Knicks is building, I think he'll be willing to just sit on the bench and take that mentorship role. That's all I'm saying, guys. That's all I'm saying. But other than that, it's been a great show. Salute to you guys. And until next time, let's go Knicks.